Hello everybody, welcome back. Make a cake. Today is one of the kids from AJ's Bakehouse Kids Club's birthdays, and they live right across the street from us. Well, he lives right across the street from us, so I decided that we're gonna make him a cake. Last year I made him a cake and he took it to his class and they had like a little party, whatever. But this year, obviously, it's a little bit different. So, but I still wanted to make Antonio a cake. Shout out to Jeanette, Antonio's mother. So, we're gonna make him a cake today. So I'm just gonna do a box cake. But there are some tricks that I'm gonna teach you guys that you can do with box cake to make it taste even better. So good, so good, so moist. Betty Crocker, right? And I have the cake batter here. So we're gonna make this even better than the box. It's super small. We already sprayed it and the oven is already preheating. So that's the first two steps you have to do. Get all your ingredients out, make sure you have everything, and you have to preheat the oven. Then you have to spray the pan to make sure it's ready for you to pour the batter in. It says 1 cup of water, but instead of water, use milk. That will make the cake even more moist. Lactose intolerant, then obviously you put latte milk. So, I almost spilled it. So the milk is in, and then the next step is oil. You could either put, it says oil, but you could put butter if you want, but you have to just make sure the butter is room temperature. Not melted, room temperature. But I didn't have time to do that, so I'm just gonna put oil. A cup. The trick with the egg, if you want the cake to be more moist, and you don't want it to taste like box cake, you add an extra egg. So in the box it says 3 eggs. To make it even more better, you put 4 eggs. So we're gonna put 4 eggs into the cake batter. Vanilla extract, and this is something else that you can do to make enhance the flavor of a cake box. So you just put the top, you take the top, the cap, fill her up, and then you pour it in. I usually put 1 egg in at a time and whip it. So this is what we're gonna do. Make sure it's locked. And you're gonna whip it. So you guys see it being whipped. And you definitely have to get the sides, because sometimes the sides don't mix. Hold on, Adrian wants to see it.
Wow, butter.
That's not butter, that's cake batter. So, egg. And I never put it on, you always put it on low speed, you never put it up higher, because then a lot of air is going to get into the cake, and then they're going to have holes in it. So you want to make sure it's on low speed. Okay guys? So that egg was mixed in. So 2 more eggs. Alright, lock it. Just mix it in. Goodness. It's so good. And the great thing is when you make a small cake,
Come on, open your teeth.
is that you will have, if you make a small cake, let's say for a friend or a family member, the great thing about it is that there's going to be cake batter left. So you could always use it for another time, or you can make your own family a little personal cake of their own, so it doesn't go to waste. No cake wasted here, so that we can get the size and we can mix it all up to make sure that it is all mixed. Oh, look at that go down into the bowl. Alrighty, so now I'm gonna take this off. Pat, 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 pat. Making cake from scratch is great also, but it's better if you if you have all the ingredients ahead of time, so it doesn't become frustrating. It doesn't become a hassle to them to be like, oh, I want to pour the flour, this and this and that. I want to get the flour out the container or the packet. It's just less messy if you put all the ingredients out together. And there's even cake mix recipes that you could put all of it together, and then when it's time to bake, it's just like doing a cake box. I'll do that soon for you guys too. And there's some tips and tricks that you can do for doing cake from scratch. It's applesauce. If you put applesauce or sour cream cake recipe from scratch, the cake comes out moist, just like a cake box recipe would. So here's the pan, and it's so little. Unlock this, right, and then I'm gonna pour it in for you guys to see.
Is that vanilla?
Yeah, that's vanilla. And I only fill it up halfway because I don't want the cake to be too big. And another reason why you fill it up only halfway
Cheese powder.
is that cake rises.
Oh my.
Is because the more cake batter you put, the longer it takes. Like a thin pan, especially since it's a deep pan, you do not want to fill it up all the way to the top because it's going to take so much longer for it to bake, and it's going to bake unevenly. So another tip to get the air bubbles out, I'm going to show you guys. See, you see a little bit of bubbles? Another tip to get those bubbles is to bang the pan on a flat surface. If you bang it, it gets those little air bubbles out. So get those little air bubbles out. The oven is preheated already, so we're gonna put the cake in. Get me? So it's there. It's inside the oven. So it is baking now. So usually what I do when the cake is baking, if I already bought store-bought frosting, if I want to change the color of it, this is the time to do it, right? Or time to clean up, basically. The cake is going to take about 30 minutes. When I take the cake out the oven, to cool this cake even faster than just leaving it on the countertop. Another tip is that you can put the cake in the freezer. Yes. And you could take it out in 5 minutes and check the bottom of it, not the sides, the bottom. You check the bottom of the cake, and if it's still hot or warm, then you put it back in. But when you feel in the bottom that it's cold or a slightly little bit warm, then that's when you could pull it out. You wait to flip it over while it's cool, it won't break. You take a toothpick or a knife or fork, anything that has points to it, and then you take it and you stab it. You know, stab it in the middle, because especially it's fine if you do that because you're flipping over the cake. The reason why you're flipping over the cake, because you want a soft, smooth surface to frost it. If you frost it the other way, then you're gonna have that bump. That's why professionals flip their cakes. And when you see that it's clean, that you don't see any crumbs on it, then that's how you know your cake is ready to go. And if it's not, you put it back in for a few minutes afterwards, and sometimes it doesn't. So this is why you have to check it. But do not keep on opening your oven. Please, for the love of God, if you keep on opening your oven, you're going to mess up the texture of your cake, ladies and gentlemen. Because the minute you open your oven, the temperature in the oven goes down. If you want to check it when it's almost done, that's the opportunity that you can check your cake. Share with those around you, especially during this time. And I hope my tips help you in some way so you could bake a cake for yourself or for a family member or for whoever. And baking cake is fun, especially since now like a lot of bakeries are closing down. You're gonna have to step into the kitchen if you have a sweet tooth. You're just gonna have to, or order it from someone that you don't think has anything. So the cake is done, and now since it has a big bump, when we flip it, it's gonna be a little bit wobbly. You're gonna flip it onto it, right? See what I mean? Look at this. You don't want this happening, right? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna cut it. So you're gonna put it right back up again, and you're gonna cut it. Cut it. And it's okay if it's a little bit uneven. Look at that, it's still warm. And then you can eat this because you're not giving this away. So I usually put this back in the pan, right? And this, how you pick up, you take the excess off, and then you flip it right onto here. Bam, look at that beauty. So then that's the cake right there. And then you have the scraps that you could taste it. Taste test to make sure it's good. Let me taste it. Oh my gosh, guys. I'm not lying. This cake is good. Nice and moist. And it doesn't taste like box cake. You guys have to try the recipe out. Do it. If you want details of the recipe, let me know and I'll write them down in the description. And now I'm just gonna cover it because it's still a little bit warm. I'm gonna cover it for a bit, and then with the frosting ready. Feel that, please comment down below. Say I want you to do a decorating cake video. I'll definitely do it for you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.